Pepsi Wild Cherry Zero. Delicious.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Ben and Danielle Reviews. I'm Ben, and today we're here with
Sharita. Like margarita.
And today we are going to be talking about Dice Miner. It's a game that was sent to us by Atlas Games to review. I'm going to give you a quick overview on how to play, and then we'll come back to the table here and give you our thoughts on it. So Dice Miner is going to be played over three rounds, and there's going to be 2 phases per round. And starting with drafting dice, there's different types of dice here. We got your magic dice, you got your dice for scoring runs, you got your hazard dice here, and your tool dice and treasure dice. And so on your turn, you are allowed to take 1 die that is available on both sides, so it's showing a point here, with the exception being if you have one of these beer dice in front of yourself, you can roll that dice, give it to another player, and then you can take any 2 dice you want from the sides as well as the from the top. So, otherwise, you can only, when it's your turn, you can only take ones that are showing these points here. And we go around the table until all the dice are gone, and you are forced, if it's your turn, you're forced to take a die. And then after that, you're going to have a certain number of dice in front of yourself. Use this as an example here. You're going to go to the magic phase. If anyone has any of these magic symbols in front of themselves, they can re-roll that number of dice. So you can spend 1 magic to re-roll, say re-roll this die here, because this one's not going to be helpful for me. I'll re-roll. Oh, that's not going to be good, but yeah. And then you're going to end up scoring. There's going to be these dragons and these cave-ins, which these are going to be worth negative points for each one. So each rock is going to be worth -1, -2, -4. And those can be counteracted. So one of the pickaxes can counteract one of the rock dice and make it a positive instead of a negative. Same thing with the shields and these dragons here. And then these are going to score you points for 1 per gem from the treasure dice. And then the white dice are going to score you for your runs, starting with 1. So a 1 and 2 will be worth 3 points. 1, 2, 3 is going to be worth 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be worth 10 points. And with that, you always have to have a 1 to start the run. And so, say you had a 5 here, a lone 5 couldn't score without the 1, 2, 3, and 4 before it. You also have these player powers. Each player will have one, and it will give you a special power to use throughout the game. So after everyone is done scoring for the round, you get to check to see if anyone has any of these treasure chests in front of themselves. They can use those treasure chests, and they can save 3 dice of their choice, and then the rest will get re-rolled, and then we'll refill the mountain again, and then draft the mountain, and we'll do that total for 3 rounds, and whoever has the most points at the end of 3 rounds is going to be the winner. So that's just a brief overview on how to play. Before we tell you a little bit more about how we feel about the game, we just wanted to let you know that this game was sent to us by Atlas Games to review, along with this upgraded mountain that was made out of recycled plastic. And first off, I wanted to just mention one thing. With the upgraded mountain, it does not fit back in the box of the game, which is one of the big downsides of this piece. But I do like this piece overall. But that's the big thing with that is it doesn't fit back into the box. That was a big disappointment for sure.
Oh, my rating's definitely going up 1 because of the recycled plastic, you know.
Yeah. But if you have the regular game, the regular mountain will work just fine for you. But what did you think of this game overall?
Well, initially when I played it, I was dealing with not a full deck in my brain. And so I gave it a 6.5 originally, but now I'd give it probably a 7.5. Yes, the game is fun. However, what I like about the game the most is the meaning that you can apply to life. For instance, these pieces, I don't know if you can see it, are negative. However, if you get, what is this, a pickaxe?
Yeah, the pickaxe.
The pickaxe can change this into something positive. And just like in life, sometimes too much of a good thing can actually be negative, and sometimes negativity can actually lead to good things. Also in the game, as a recovering episodic alcoholic, you can share beer with people, you know? I thought that was quite interesting, but I really like how you can take this game and apply it to real life, you know? How something might turn out bad, but it can turn to something, you know, lead to a blessing, you know? So that's what I love about the game the most.
So my thoughts aren't going to be quite as deep with the game. I do think that this game, it does what it sets out to do. It is designed as a 20 to 30 minute filler game for the beginning of the night, end of the night. And it's a game that you can teach to new gamers, and it can be one that can be enjoyed by experienced gamers as well. And there is some variety. If you're looking for a game that you get to roll a whole bunch of dice, this probably isn't the game for you. Just because there's not a whole ton of dice rolling in the game. It's more so grabbing the dice from the mountain. You do get to re-roll them in between rounds, but for the majority of the time, you're just using whatever dice face it's currently on. Mm-hmm. But it is one that we've had a lot of fun with playing with our group, and it's one where people that got off to an early lead didn't necessarily end up winning the game, but they did. So we had people that were behind in the final round, and they scored a whole bunch of points at the end and ended up winning the game.
So it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And like Ben was saying, this is definitely a game for all types of people, people that are beginning. But I think this would be a really great introductory game. Yeah. You know, to get somebody to like dive in, like instead of like doing something a little more complicated like Ark Nova or Spirit Island. You don't want to start that with new gamers.
Yeah. And a lot of time, I don't see this game being like the main event game of the night. It's more so going to be a game that you're going to play a round or two of it at the beginning or the end to get people eased into gaming or wrap up the night sort of thing if you have like 20 minutes left at the end of game night. But
I agree. I feel like if I play this game a little bit more, I think my rating will go up a little bit. Like I said, I wasn't dealing with the full deck when I played it the first time, so that's why the rating was so low. But I definitely recommend the game, and I'm very thankful that we were sent this game to review. And I love that they use plastic. I don't repeat myself a lot, but that definitely is awesome that they're taking advantage of using recycled plastic. Yep.
And this one does not come with the regular game, but you can order it directly from their website. They have a lot of colors available for it, and not just the gray color, but they've got like whites and blues and pinks and greens and all the colors of the rainbow.
Do you know how much that cost?
I don't remember. I think it's around $20-25.
Okay, so it's reasonably priced.
Yeah.
How much is the game going for retail?
$29.99, I believe.
That's pretty good. That's really good.
Yeah, you get a lot of dice for your money. You get this cardboard mountain. You get a score sheet. You get some alternate player powers that you can play with or without.
Mm-hmm.
To add a little bit of variability to the game. And there's also a solo mode on the back of the score pad for anyone that wants to play this game solo. But yeah, I have not dug into the solo mode, but will it happen at some point? Possibly.
After you play the other 450 games you have.
Yep, but it's definitely one that we do enjoy playing at the beginning or the end of game night. It's one I'm going to add to the regular rotation.
I think it's a great idea.
And that is Dice Miner by Atlas Games. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a great rest of your day.
Or night, or morning, whatever time it shall be.